Hello viewers, welcome to K-Box TV. It's your boy Kofi Baisie Jr. And today I'm here with my regular guys, Cudjoe, Amedoda, and Daniel Sowah. We'll be talking about what's happening in the world of boxing. Super great, fantastic weekend coming. And don't forget, we had an amazing blast and an amazing boxing weekend last weekend where we saw Alexander Povetkin um, take on Dylan White. We were supposed to be his first defense after defeating Dylan White. And we also saw what happened. Dylan White got the revenge that he desperately needed, and according to the end, that win has brought him back to the forefront of gunning for a world title shot in the heavyweight divisions. Apart from that, we'll talk about what's happening in Ghana. We also had a very fantastic boxing weekend in Ghana, just on the same day that the Dylan White and then the Alexander Povetkin fight was happening in the UK at the Kahaya Lounge at the East Legon in Accra, Ghana. That's what I'll say one of the best moments that we've had in Ghana boxing. For boxing to travel all the way from Bukum to the East Legon side of Accra. And so, we'll talk about it, and then we'll also, throw some light on some of the fantastic talents that are from Ghana that will be fighting outside Ghana. I'm talking about Richmond Ashley. He'll be taking on an English boxer on the Tom Prank card in Dubai. So we'll also talk about it. And yeah, matters arising, seeing, Crawford and then Manny Pacquiao in play for, I mean, according to Bob Arum, they are in talks in trying to make that fight happen. And then, of course, we also have Linares who will be taking on the Vieni as the Vieni defense his title very soon on the zone. So, guys, let me not bore you so much. Just bring in Daniel Cudjoe Amedoda, who's available. And anytime that Daniel Sowah jumps on the line, we'll also continue with him on the line. Cudjoe, welcome to K-Box TV.
Thank you very much, Kofi.
Great, great. Good to have you back, man. Let's talk about some of the things that we saw last weekend. First, let's start from Ghana. The shows that happened in Ghana. We saw a British fighter fight. We're talking about Prince Peter. He took on a Tanzania fighter. We also saw Lucy Wildheart, was also from UK, a Swedish boxer who is based in UK. Also take on another Tanzanian, and we also how great the fight was. We saw our own Isaac Saki, also defend his title successfully. After 12 rounds, he won by unanimous decision. We saw some of the young talents that are also in Ghana and trying to, put their careers together. I'm talking about Finn. We saw Amobedi Akon's boxer, her light heavyweight fighter, um, Ahmed. I call him Ahmed Wilder. We also saw him in action, and he also gave us a very good show. Also, Win-based promotions boxer Mohamed Aite, one of the talents that is becoming like a promising star for Ghana, also was on the bill and also gave us another fantastic fight. I'm talking of some new school blended with some of the guys who have already been in the game, and the fact that the show traveled from the regular Bukom to East Legon. With all these things that I have said, just talking about the show and everything that went down, what is your take about the whole event and how it went down?
Kofi, I may say it's a very good event. The planners of it and then the organizers and things like that, they did a very good job. And then send the fight all along to East Legon. Then they did over there. And then it's something very nice. You can see the whole lot of the way they blend, the sea, they blend everything, and then the old boxes, the new boxes coming from Britain and things like that to come and participate in the fight over there is something very nice, and then like pushing boxing forward. So it's a very good thing, and then the way they did it, it's a belief that boxing is still taking a front stage in Ghana now.
Right. One thing I was super excited that we had Despite, the whole Despite on the venue that day. when the fight was happening. I mean, for you as a Ghanaian, as hearing that Despite was there to watch the fight, I mean, what do you think about it? You think we are it's high time that we get him and get the whole UTV backing boxing? What do you think about it?
Yeah, those are the things that the boxing supposed to go into now. Those are the things, especially the promoters got to get closer to the media houses and then talk with them. In fact, Kwame Despite is a boxing person. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
even came into boxing and then staged a show before. Okay, but it's like
Yeah.
some one and two things did not work the way it's supposed to work, so he took a backstage again. So if he's still being at the venues and things like that, seeing the things that are going on, in fact, then it's a good news for boxing. It's like he can get into the position to promote boxing or continue to work with the boxing promoters and things like that again. So they have to force him. Those that are closer to him have to talk to him, force him, and then draw him to the stadium, and then things like that. And then from there, if not he himself coming into it directly to promote boxing, he can still offer the UTV, and then it will be a media house that will be propagating boxing news and things like that.
Right. Now, guys, I'm bringing on Daniel Sowah, one of our regular guests that we usually have on the show. Daniel, welcome to K-Box TV. Oh, I think we've lost him there. But you said something that is really I mean something for us to think about it. The fact that he can help us back with if as in if he can't even get into the game, he can back us with the UTV because I mean UTV has a lot of reach at the moment. Now, one thing that I was expecting with him there was how the show should have gone. Of course, I was expecting that we put together like very crack fights, you know, to let him to convince him that hey, you know what? Maybe when we were trying to come into the game, it wasn't all the way you wanted to go. But now it looks like we are having that kind of fight that will make you like excited for you to get into the game. I mean, the quality of the fight, apart from the international fight that we had, most of the fights were the fight that the people stepped into the ring and we knew how it was going to end.
Yeah, that's what it should be. We need a quality fight that can light the stage.
Oh, I think Amedoda is having some issues. But Daniel, welcome back.
Thank you, Kofi. Thank you, Kofi.
Yeah, I think the first time you joined us, we were having some few internet issues, so the line dropped.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, last weekend we had despite go watch the fight at East Legon, and we also had some of the big names that we had in Ghana also go to the
Need
venue to go
fight,
watch.
crack fight, competitive fight that can light the stage.
Okay. I think Amedoda is trying to come back, but we'll get him. We'll wait for him to, I mean, get his network up and running, and then we'll continue with the show. But that, like I was saying, we have some of Ghana's richest people go watch. Let me put it like that. Some of Ghana's richest men to go watch boxing at the East Legon on Saturday. That's last week at the Kahaya Lounge. I mean, first of all, how did you receive this news? And secondly, the quality of fight that was put up on that bill. I mean, what do you make about it?
Yeah, Kofi. Yeah, Kofi,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kofi. Yeah, I can hear you too. Kofi, it's great to have people like Despite the rich men come watch boxing at East Legon. where the rich people play. So if you are putting up a fight, if you are putting up a fight there, you need to make sure you are doing everything right, because you may not know where your breakthrough is going to come from. These people are the kind of people that they can push things. They have the money to do things, and Kofi, it's even great. It tells you for you to see their presence at this level, it tells you that good. Our sport, the sport of boxing, is an interesting sport. People believe in the sport. Like people are ready to watch boxing. The rich men, they are there. So if the rich man needs entertainment and Kofi, you want to entertain them, you should do it right. That is what it tells us. Their presence means they want entertainment. Now, Kofi, the next thing about the quality of show. The quality of show, Kofi, I think let's make it average. Let's make it average. Quality of show will make it average. And I don't know if you would like me to even talk about the promotion as well.
Yeah, the promotion. What do you think about the promotion as well?
Agofi, I think it was poorly promoted. It was one of the poorly promoted shows we've seen in 2021. Agofi, you see, before the show, we spoke about these things, that East Legon is where the rich people like to spend time. This is where they live. It's like it's their zone. So when you go to their zone, you must make sure you do things to their standard. And Kofi, if you are promoting a show like this and you are able to pull numbers, people come and they see this is numbers. Kofi, it will tell these rich people that, oh no, we feel okay, this sports, we need to also invest in the sports. We need to support this sports because this is what they've been able to do. Kofi, like you always say, you don't know who is watching you. So if you want to do a show like this, especially you are choosing a location like East Legon, Kofi, they should have promoted the show. And you see, the funny thing is, they didn't even need so much money to promote that show in East Legon. It wasn't really about the money, because you have the stage, you have everything. Now, just take the show out. Make sure you just promote it around East Legon, around Nanakrum, around Adringano. Like, just let them know within that place. Let them know that there's a fight coming on Saturday. But Kofi, that wasn't the case.
I think I also agree with you on how the fight was promoted. It wasn't really the message didn't really go down to the locals in East Legon for them to come out of their houses to come watch the fight. But one thing that I liked about I heard on that night that I liked was when Samini came in there to say that he was part of the planning committee, which I was very shocked. I didn't know even Samini liked boxing or loved boxing. And secondly, he added the fact that it was a test for them to see how it was going to go. And the thing is that they are planning to have regular shows at the Kahaya Lounge. So it looks like we'll be going back to the Kahaya Lounge very soon. They didn't give us details, but they said they are trying to find a way of promoting boxing in the whole of Ghana. And East Legon is the play. I mean, like you said, it's a playing ground for the rich people. So they're trying to get into that space, let boxing reach that neighborhood, and then once it hits there, definitely it's going to grow from there. Now, this news of they trying to make it a regular thing. You think it is something that hopefully in the future we'll go to the Kaya Lounge and then we'll have a very packed space?
Definitely, Kofi. By all means, the time will come, and everything you need to just start. And I think after this fight, they've seen where there are mistakes and what they need to correct. And when we talk about promotion, too, I'm sure people have spoken to them about promoting to get people to come to watch. So I think they are going to work on that. But the only thing is, we don't know. We don't know boxers are they going to put in on bill. I think these are the questions that we need to be asking, because these people are not really boxing.
Right.
Yeah, just so maybe people like us that we are in boxing, we should actually know what they really want to bring on. It's not just about, you see, like I keep saying, it's not just about putting up shows every time. It's about the plan you are. It's about what you want to achieve. But if every time you are putting up shows, there have been boxing shows like for the past 10 years. There have been boxing shows, but as a nation, what have we been able to achieve? Nothing. We've not been able to achieve anything. Those people that became world champions, Kofi, let's say I'm moving there for streetwise management, and maybe you talk about Dugby, who came from the UK to become a world champion. But apart from that, there have been shows. There are always shows, and Kofi, you don't really see the plan or what they are doing for the boxers as well. The highest they can go is maybe they go to Africa. You see, this one is a WB. You see this Island champion. But after that, where do they go? Where are the boxers going? They stay without progressing. So I feel if they want to be promoted, there should be a plan. It shouldn't just be putting on fights.
Right. One fight I wanted to talk about or digest about is the Isaac Saki fight. Isaac Saki was in the ring for a very, I think it's more than a year since like he fought in the ring, and then he was billed against Gabriel Oduelai, for his first defense after winning the WBO Super Africa Super Bantamweight title. Now, let me come to you, Isaac Amedoda. The performance of Isaac Saki, do you think is ready for the world title with the performance that you saw him on Saturday night?
Isaac really is a good boxer. Isaac Saki is a good boxer. I think now this is the second time that he's ruling that title.
Yeah.
But if I take the whole thing to the world stage and then the world title holders around there, I don't see Isaac Saki competing to the point of rescue title from them. So I don't see Isaac Saki coming with the performance that he's putting up now. He's a good boxer, but he's not up to the guys over there with the world title now.
Now let's talk a little bit about the people holding the title in the WBO. The guy having the title in the WBO for bantamweight division. Talking about Fulton, and then before Fulton, Angelo Leo defeated one guy before he was also defeated by Leo to come get the title. Now let's just pair Leo to Angelo Leo to Isaac Saki, all right? Because definitely, you might either get a preparation fight before you fight them for the world title, or you might get a short straight. The reason why I'm talking about this particular fight is because at the moment he's one fighter that can get a world title shot, because he's in the rankings. He's number 9 or 8. You understand? So it means he's in the gunning for a world title shot. And the more you fight like this in defense of your title, the more you increase your chance of getting the world title shot. Now, the performance that we saw against Gabriel, because I know Gabriel wasn't like a very tough opponent. He's a good fighter, but I was thinking that he was going to knock the guy out to make a solid statement that, yeah, you know what, like I'm solidifying my position or cementing my position for the world title shot, right? But the performance that he gave us wasn't really of the best. Would you say it was because of ring rust? Let me ask you this question, Daniel. Would you say because this could be because he's been out of the ring for a very long time?
Yeah, Kofi, definitely. And our part of the world in Africa, Kofi, if it's not boxing, something is going to occupy him.
Mm-hmm.
It will be moving around with friends. You see, in our part of the world, Kofi, we have very, very good boxers, but they don't get the time to compete, and they don't have the facilities to train, and they don't see boxing itself as a profession. Boxing is more like a hobby to most of the boxers we have here. So today, if there's a season that there's a lot of boxing shows, that's when you see how good it is. But if the season becomes dull and there's not a lot of fights, it's not training. It doesn't do anything boxing. He will just be there doing what is trending. And if you are doing this and someone is training like every day, whether there is a fight or not a fight, the person is training, the person sees boxing as a profession. This is my life. Even when there's no fight, you have to train. And that you see, that's the mentality. Even if there's no fight, if it's going to take you 100 days before you fight, every day you need to train. Before then you have to train. But in Africa, it's not like that. So Kofi, they are seeing boxing as a hobby. And Kofi, you see, the performance he put, you shouldn't be surprised. Because it's been a while he stepped into the ring. It's been a while. But that doesn't take it from him that it's not a good boxer. He's a very good boxer. But he needs to be active. And you see, Kofi, the more you train, like they say, world titles are won in the gym.
Yeah.
So if you want to win a world title, you should actually become a world title contender in the gym. Right. Always be prepared. But Kofi, if there are no fights, and you see, it's not even if there are no fights. What kind of fight are they organizing for the boys? You see, what kind of fight? Because there could be fights. A boxer could be active, but at the end of the day, all the boys that he is fighting, like the people that he's fighting are not strong. The people that he's fighting are not that world class boxers. So he just walks over them, and when he faces a real fight, then it becomes a problem.
Right.
So it's not even about the fight. They should be able to put up competitive fights. And that is when a talented boxer like Isesaki will sit down and will try to learn new things. Will say, okay, this guy took me to the this one took me to the 12 rounds. I was throwing the punches to the ribs. It was not working. Maybe next time I have to work on uppercut. Probably he might have not even tried to throw an uppercut before. But just fighting a competitive guy will start giving him ideas. Okay, I have to try. But if I'm fighting everybody and I just throw one point, the person goes down, or I just punch the person and I win the fight. It doesn't. I can't even grow. I can't even progress. I'll just be the same person doing the same thing over and over again.
Right. Now I get you very, very, very well, and I think you've made a very valid point. Hopefully, it's ring rust and not anything else, and hopefully he gets into the gym and then start working hard, to be able to get to the level that we want him to get. Some few comments coming in. Let me just go in there and then read the comments real quick. So look interesting. Yeah, thank you, DC and Don, for tuning in. His baddest Sparta is very nice. Thank you. It's also coming from Eric Commodore. He says predictable. I'm sure he was talking about the fact that some of the fights are very predictable. You see that, this is how it's going to happen. He says it's a predetermined bout. Interesting. Also coming in from Manu Plange, he said, nice one, keep it up. I'm watching. That's one of the fighters that we are hoping can get a world title shot soon, because we know he can become a world champion soon. So, Manu Plant, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you for tuning in to watch us. And this is from Kanana Capito. He says, my mate and my world champ is here watching with us. Jesse Manu Plant. That's right, Kanana Capito. You're so right. Coming in from Real Ghana Boxing, he said, also the top guys don't regularly spar each other in Ghana. I really agree with you that it will be the reason for some of them or some of their sluggish performance, and because of course if they spar against each other like the way Sowah was saying, or fights are being won in the gym, so at least if you spar some of these fighters, you know exactly who you are before you step into the ring, as in where you stand against your other opponent before you get into the ring. So I think you're right with that. Regular boxing said the bad performance comes from poor management too. And Capito, this topic, you see, I'm going to go into it. I don't think we'll be able to end the show, but you are so right on that as well. He says, thanks, big bro, Nana Capito. Yeah, that's my new plan. So I think we've made very valid points here. Like I said, the reason why I touched on the Isaac Saki's fight is because he's in the Ghana for a world title shot, and I'm glad we were able to digest it. And another fight I would also want to talk on that day would be the heavyweight fight between Aruna Usman versus versus Ebenezer Tete. Those two fighters, I think, have paid their dues to the game and prepared themselves, or worked hard to get themselves to where they were, to the level they got before they clashed on Saturday night, and they fought for the Pan Africa WBA. But I think the Pan Africa title, and if you remember Ebenezer Tete, he was the guy who went to fight Daniel Dubois in the UK, and then he lost. But fortunately for him on Saturday night, he was able to secure victory against Aruna. It was a very tough fight, and I like the fact that Aruna really came in to fight. It wasn't those kind of things that you could see that just like how you were saying pretty telling fight. He was really going all out for the title, but Ebenezer just came in and was a better fighter than him, or came in to execute a better game plan than Aruna, and then Aruna in the process lost to Ebenezer. Amedoda, do you think that with Tete Ebenezer winning the fight, he's putting himself up for like, you think he might give us another spectacular performance that he did on Saturday night? Should he have faced like a British fighter, say Daniel Dubois again? Amedoda, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Amedoda? I think we're having some slight network issues with Amedoda. But Daniel, if the fight was against a British fighter, say Daniel Dubois again, assuming it was a rematch, do you think he would have had the confidence that he had to fight Aruna like he did on Saturday night?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
I don't see him putting up that kind of performance, because if you want to fight people like Daniel Dubois, you want to fight people like Cudjoe.
Are you talking about me?
You want to fight this.
Yeah, I ask you, but it looks like there's some lag. There's a delay in the conversation. But can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly now? Can you respond now if you can hear me? I think because of the delay, then let's Daniel take it away from there, and then we'll come back to you after Daniel is done.
If Ebenezer wants to put up a good performance, he wants to fight people like the Daniel Dubois. Clearly, so on Saturday, it shows this is the kind of boxer that he has. He has what it takes to fight. After having what it takes to fight, you have to understand the game of boxing. Kofi, you see, before you fight someone like Daniel Dubois, you need a psychologist. You need people. You need people to motivate you. Because Kofi, these people, I feel like when they go outside to fight, they forget about everything about boxing. It's like they're on a big stage. Big money has been given. So that big money that has been given to them, Kofi, they feel that's their breakthrough. They feel, okay, when I come home, I can do this, I can do that. Kofi, if you have a psychologist will tell you this is just a stepping stone. This money won't do anything for you. So when you go out there, go and fight so that you can unlock those big monies to come in, to fall on you. Go and unlock those opportunities that will make you a better person. Go unlock those opportunities that, Kofi, when you are done with boxing and you sit down and you look at your life, you will say, okay, I put my life on the line for boxing, and at the end of the day, I've been able to get this. I have a house, I sleep in, I have a car, I live a meaningful life. Kofi, these are the kind of things I feel our African boxers need. Because if you see, the human brain, it works in a wonderful way. Kofi, I tell you, about 90% of the boxers abroad, all they want is make money and leave a legacy. When it comes to boxing, you see, even if you are giving big money today, he's thinking about taking another big money in his next fight. So the opportunities that comes today, once they grab it, it doesn't look like an opportunity anymore. they see it as a stepping stone to grab another big opportunity. And Kofi, if you live a life like that, you'll be able to achieve a lot of things. So
Right.
if Ebenezer went to the UK, Kofi, he went to the UK, and you see, even when he entered the ring, you can see this is the kind of guy that it feels like is in a different place. He feels shy. Kofi, no confidence, nothing. Everything was just zero. So if you have a psychology in your team, you've done everything. The sparring, you've sparred big bosses. Kofi, you see, with just that mentality that you want to achieve, that mentality that Kofi, you want to be remembered like that someone else is. That mentality that Kofi, you want to have a house in Tazako. Kofi, just with that mentality, that strength, the strength will come. You will get some divine strength to fight the people like that, and you will actually beat them. But if you are going to fight these people and like your mindset and everything is too low, you don't see you see the boxer bigger than you because maybe it's from the UK and all that. There's no way you can put up a big performance. And you see, the thing I'm saying is like it is what is actually happening. Because they will go there and they will go and mess up. And when you put a boxer in front of them in their home grounds, that is when you see skills. That's where you will see good performance. And you ask yourself, well, why are these people not doing this when they go when they go outside?
Right.
So that is when we need, you see, and Kofi, Africa must grow up. When you go to Legon, there are thousands of people studying psychology. There are thousands of people studying this kind of courses. And Kofi, when they are done, everybody wants to work in their bank. Everybody wants to work like they all divert from what they actually want to learn. And if these thousands of psychologists they come and they are all channeling like what they've learned into maybe boxing, football, and all that, I tell you, we'll be able to produce a lot of superstars. Because most of our stars, all they need is motivation, and they need people to actually tell them what how they can position their mind to do things.
Right.
So you see, it's not just the boxers, but the country itself or Africa itself is a problem.
Right. I understand what you're saying, and I think you're making a lot of sense. And interesting thing is, Nana Capito agrees with you as well. He came in saying that Kofi, some boxers get scared whenever they go out from Ghana to fight, and it looks like it is what it is. Not just the fans, but maybe the fact that some of them are even going to see new environment and all that. It's all of those things that also scare them to perform. So on that capital, I think you are so right, and I agree with you on what you've said. And also, Real Ghana Boxing came in to say that exactly. Sports psychology is definitely needed. Great point. Also, a much improved strength and conditioning program. Also coming in from Real Ghana Boxing, he says strength and conditioning. Trainers should also should be available to help these guys to get their fitness to the level which will help them compete at the very top when they get there. So I think that's how we'll end the Ghana topics. But let me just talk briefly about some of the fighters that will be fighting. Some Ghanaian fighters that will be fighting this weekend outside Ghana. Let me put it like that. First, we're talking about a card in Nigeria, which will feature a Ghanaian fighter called Emmanuel Akufu-Addo. We call him Akufu-Addo. Emmanuel Korte, we call him Akufu-Addo. He'll be there to fight Nigerian really one. I think it's really one Oladoso. Really one Oladoso. So we'll see him in action tomorrow. That's exactly tomorrow. Let me put it like that. It's going to happen exactly tomorrow in Nigeria. I know. I want to have Amedoda to speak about this fighter. Amedoda, we have Akufo-Addo going to fight in Nigeria. I know if you hear Akufo-Addo, your first thing you think is if it is the president of Ghana. No, this Akufo-Addo is not the president of Ghana, but Akufo-Addo in boxing. Akufo-Addo his real name is Emmanuel Korte, and he'll be going to fight in Nigeria tomorrow. Amedoda, can you hear us? Oh, too bad, too bad. I think Amedoda's network is not helping us today. But Daniel, Akufo-Addo is going to fight in Nigeria. Do you know a lot about Akufo-Addo?
No, not really, Kofi. I don't really know much about him.
I know Akufo-Addo is one of the guys that I mean, we were all thinking he would get to the very top. He used to be in the ranks of Manuel Plant, Duke Michaels, and all that, but that's the amateur time. But he got extremely big, he got very big at some point, But before I left home, he told me that he was trying to get his career back, and I saw videos of him working really, really seriously hard and going to Fit Square Gym. I mean, I've always said any boxer that goes to Fit Square Gym is a fighter who's trying to get truly and seriously get his career back. No disrespect to other gyms in Accra, but fighters that go to Fit Square Gym, I go like they if they say they want to do something, they really help the guys to get to the top. But I'm looking at the time that he's training, and then now that the fight is in, it's been like a short time. But he's going to fight an undefeated fighter, Oladoro, so really one in Nigeria on a Nigerian soil. First, how do you think it's going to end, and the chances of our boy Akufo-Addo or on the fight card tomorrow?
Kofi, I feel he should understand as trying to get his career back. That's the first thing. And Kofi, if you are trying to get your career back, you have to make a statement. So now we can't sit to say, okay, this is what is going to happen, this is what will happen. But at the end of the day, Kofi, it's just up to him, because we are pundits. Today we'll sit. There are a lot of boxers there. The person that is performing is the person that we'll talk about. Right. So if he wants to be in the limelight, Kofi, it's an opportunity. And you see, when you travel outside, maybe a country like Nigeria has a very big population, and his name as well sells Akufo-Addo.
Right.
Our Nigerian brothers that follow a lot of things that happens in Ghana, Kofi, they will be interested to see that fight just because of the nickname Akufo-Addo. So clearly, you see, when we talk about psychologists in boxing and all that, clearly all these things count. Because Kofi, if you pick up a president like Akufo-Addo, who Nigerians prefer to Buhari, and you are going to fight in a Nigerian soil, you should know that even some Nigerians will be giving you support. And apart from support, some Nigerians too would like to see what you are bringing on board. So if you have a good team, and you have everybody working accordingly, we have people that will tell you, hey, your name Akufo-Addo, you have to give a very good performance, because everybody is looking at you. You are not just representing yourself, you are representing the country as a whole.
The president.
Exactly. And they Nigerians, they believe Akufo-Addo is better than Buhari. So you see, all these things count. So mentally, if you have a psychologist, he has a psychologist in his team, he will be mentally prepared. Because he knows when it comes to the names, Akufo-Addo, the Nigerians themselves believe Akufo-Addo is better than Buhari. So if they believe he's better than Buhari, you need to give up a very good performance.
Right.
It won't be just an ordinary fight for you. It will be a very big fight for you. And I feel if it's for this fight, so if they are listening to us, they should start working on these things, because this is what can even change him. Maybe after that fight, who knows? Nigerians will fall in love with him. Akufo-Addo. He will get more fights, and he will be making some naira into his pocket. So he should get the opportunity.
All right. Comments coming in from Sarah Lotus Asari. He says, I agree that the mindset is a major influence on the performance of our boxers, but stimulating the minds of boxers must start at a tender age. When they are grown, the mind will be difficult to change. This coming in from Sarah. Sarah, are you a psychologist? If you are a psychologist, let us know, so that we'll have you on the show, and then maybe we can have like a psychology show, for the boxers who listen to us. Maybe they can take one or two, from the let me say the seminar that or talk that you would give them. So if you are, let me know. Just text me or text me or text Daniel, and then we'll just arrange it and make it happen. Then Capito also came in to say that it was Okunka Lawson who named him Akufado. Oh, Okunka Lawson. So you're talking about Frederick Lawson. Okay, all right. And I'm sure he gave him a name because of his height, because of course, if you see him, he's very short. So yeah, I'm sure that is why he got a name. And now let's move forward to the next person who will also be fighting outside Ghana, which is a very big card. This is a top rank card that is happening in Dubai. I'm talking about the Carl Frampton versus Herring's card. That's the main bill. And this Ghana guy called Richmond Ashley will be fighting on the top rank card, which means that the fight will be streamed on ESPN. And definitely MTK Global and then IFL TV and all these guys will be there to stream the fight as well. So Ashley, he's lost only one. Trains at the local gym, and he's going to take on this very dangerous fighter. I said dangerous fighter without holding back because I know I've watched Davis, Keishon Davis, some of his sparring and his training, and I've also seen a few clips of his amateur experience being in camp with Terence Crawford, being in his camp training with him and all that. And so he if you're in camp with him, it means you've sparred with him. You sparred like an undisputed world champion. All right, and we've paired him against our up and coming fighter, Richmond Ashley. Now, I don't know what you have to say, man. I want to know what you have to say about this particular fight.
If you ask yourself, Richard Ashley, what is behind him? What is the plan of its management taking him into a fight like this? Kofi, it's just for the money. You see, it's just for the money. And Kofi, it's sad. You see, the reason why I decided to come into boxing promotion in Ghana here is because Kofi, I'm a businessman, and I realized we have the resource. You see, when we talk about labor, when it comes to boxing, Kofi, you have the labor, but how to manage it is our only problem. So Kofi, you see, a manager will take this boy, he will come, he will try to get him some fights here, build the numbers, and now the next thing they have in mind is put him out there so that they will build records for upcoming American boxers or maybe UK boxers, so that he can get maybe a $50,000. He can get maybe 50,000 pounds and all that. But you see, if these managers who understand business and who understand that when you look at boxing, blacks dominate. And when you talk about physical strength and the power to fight, when you come to Africa or you come to Ghana, here we have it. Kofi, I tell you, they must change their mindset. Because you see, Ashley doesn't get the kind of things maybe he deserves as a boxer. He doesn't get. You see, the lady was talking about the fact that you need to start giving them this kind of training and the mindset at a tender age. Kofi, it's very true. It's very true. Even Mike Tyson that is living up to date, Mike Tyson started boxing at a tender age. You see, they prepare them for the world stage. They don't just come to pick them up and say, okay, you start fighting. They prepare them. They start boxing at a tender age. And Kofi, if you come to Ghana here, we do the same thing. But this, you see, all the boys that are fighting, the young boys that are fighting, Kofi, nobody cares about them. See, nobody cares. I can even tell you for a fact. See, nobody cares about them. We only see them fight with us, or then everybody goes. Kofi, it's high time the ministry, the GBA, Kofi, it's high time they stand up. Because you see, these chicken changes, this 50,000 pounds, $50,000 that they feel they can get a little percentage out of it. Kofi, they must wake up. Just spend a little. You see, Kofi, if they can spend maybe $1 million on these young boys that are coming, maybe let's say they should have a team from the ages of, let's say 8 to 12, and Kofi spend $1 million on them, which will be enough to even cater for about 30 boxes, 30 young boxes. $1 million will be enough because we are in Africa. We can manage that money on them. $1 million for 30 boxes at that tender age. Kofi, I tell you, in the next 10 years, or in the next, let's say, 8 years, 8 to 7 years, Kofi, we can produce about 10 world champions out of that 30 boys. And the rest of the 20 that are not world champions, Kofi, they will be thinking like those people that are world champions. You see, they will start having some kind of mindset. I started with you, you're a world champion now. I started with you, you're a world champion now. I started with you, you're making $100 million today. No, even if I'm not a world champion, at least I should also be making maybe a $10 million, a $5 million a dollar fight. So then I'll start training. I'll be focused. And that is when you get people like you can get boxers coming out like Cristiano Ronaldo. Because Kofi, you know, Messi is far better than Zero. But Zero works harder because he knows what he can achieve when he works hard.
Right.
So those people will start working hard. And Kofi, it will be like a virus. Just those 30 people, the rest of the people that are not even being catered for, Kofi, they will look at those people and they'll start working out. We can get about 50 people. This won't just help boxing; it will help the country as a whole. Because today we have Cudjoe Clottey. He wants a house in Islington after fighting Pacquiao. You get me? And he has 2 houses in Islington. He rents one and he stays in one. That's business. You get me? And that's how we can grow. Because that house, people are going to build that house. And if people are going to build that house, you are going to pay them. So it provides even employment for other people as well. So Kofi, they should have a mindset. You see, this boy can become a world champion, but because there's a bar system, it's going to be used. And I tell you, he even feels comfortable that it's going to be used. Because at the end of the day, when he looks back and he looks for it, there's nothing. It takes only a few that God has blessed him.
I saw the card, yeah, and you know me, I usually share a lot of Ghana stuff, right? I share. I'm sure even for him as a boxer, he might think that maybe K-Box TV is being biased, like not sharing his content when you got the chance to go fight or something. That's not the case. Like I really wanted to share, but sometimes as a pundit, and you know, I'm not just like the person to bring the news, KK. When it comes to Ghana, I add sort of emotion to it because this is where I'm from. You understand that I want to put the things out there and go like, this is truly 50-50. You know, this is like 50. If you are going to a fight and it's 50-50, I know anything can happen. It's different when you're going to a fight and then like all the odds are like against you. You know, anyway, and the Ruiz got caused an upset. So let's see what's going to happen. You also, it's a very tough situation. I know he's with his. I don't want to know if Carloco went with him. I'm not sure. I don't know. But he trains in Carloco's gym. Hopefully, you got a chance to go with him and maybe guide him through, because I think it would be great to have Carloco around him or with him in Dubai, and then at least whatever happens, at least he knows how to talk to fighters. So I'm sure win or lose, he'll be able to psych his fighter up, then bring him back home. So we'll definitely watch that fight from Dubai tomorrow, and we'll bring updates from the fight. Today they had a press conference. I saw him talk. He really spoke nice. It's good. So see, Ghanaian fighters, English, take it very serious. Take the English serious. If you leave Ghana and you go out there, you don't speak Ga. They speak Brofo. If you want to be like Canelo and speak Ga, then fight hard. Take your own translator, speak the Ga, so that they'll translate it for us. But if you are not going to give out a performance that we'll be proud about, then forget translators and speak your English. If you can't speak English, Campus, speak some type of English. Right now, broken English is recognized around the world. We have broken BBC, where they speak pidgin. So the English, speak some type of English. Amedoda, you are back. I'm talking about how the boys speak when they give them microphones to talk. They have to speak some type of English. Amedoda, are you there?
Yeah.
When the boys go out and they are speaking, They need to speak both. See, hey, Mano Plan was in Singapore when he was talking.
Kofi.
But I want them to know something. When Mano took the mic, he didn't speak Ghana. They were asking him English. He was giving them English return. Whether they understood or they don't understand, he was saying English. You understand? But it was making sense. If they sit down and they don't say ni A ni B ni C, so definitely what he's saying, he's giving them response. You understand? But they give you mic, the conversation is small. Like, yo, you know what, fighters, please, the English is very necessary, very, very necessary. Anyhow, any way that you can say the thing, let it come out. Because once you leave the shores of Ghana, you are going to speak English. Your audience, most of them will be people who consume English or understand English. If you want to be represented, then go with a translator so that they can see you to be the superstar that you are. And now, if you go beat the person, so that if if you go beat the person, so that if they see the translator standing there, but they go like, hey, Charlie, that is why this guy has a translator. This guy, he is
you know, we local one like that.
You understand? I mean, what do you have to say about it? The way our fighters talk about
Kofi, I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling with the internet anyway. It's breaking.
Okay, I'm asking you that. I mean, what do you think about the way our fighters talk when they leave Ghana? Like when we put them on press conference and all those things outside Ghana. Even in Ghana, the way they talk when they have camera and they have the opportunity to talk. What would you say about to them? I mean, to pick up as they continue your journey. Still, internet. But okay, let me come to you, Daniel. You heard what we were saying. What can we do to bridge that gap?
If bridging that gap is it should start from home. It should start from home. And like you are saying, you see, even if you can't speak the English, pidgin is accepted worldwide.
Yeah.
And so the pidgin is easy to learn. It's easy to learn as compared to the normal
language now.
Yeah, it's recognized. So I feel like Kofi, you see, we need to start from the point. And that is when what the lady said comes in. Kofi, let's start something new. You see, we didn't help the Mando Plant, we didn't help the Isaac Sakis, we didn't help them. The only thing we can do now is we have to give them support so that even at their age or where they are now, they can still make something meaningful.
Yeah, right.
But now, after them, we shouldn't wait to get people to their age before we start providing help to them. What we have to do now is, like the lady said, we should start now at the attender age. At the attender age, if like that $1 million I'm talking about is there, you can put all these boys in school. At least, even if they are not performing well, even if they are not writing.
They want to go to school. Some of the boys, the managers want to take them to school. They don't want to go.
Good. Kofi, that's what I'm saying. If you see exactly what the lady said, if you are old, if you go and take someone who is 15 years, someone who is 20 years, someone who is 22 years, and you want to take him to school, Kofi, there's no way he will go to school. You see, 15 years, there's no way he will go to school. But if you pick him, maybe at the age of 8, 7, 9, this at that age, you can easily control that person. You can easily psych that person. But Kofi, when the person is 15, he has seen a lot. People are going, people are coming. Why are you telling him he alone should be in the classroom to learn? So that in the next 10 years he will become a world champion. Who is he seeing as a world champion? Azuma Nelson, what is Azuma Nelson doing? How often does he see him? Is he seeing documentaries of Azuma Nelson? Is he seeing Azuma Nelson abroad talking? You see, all these things matter. So if we have that $1 million set aside, and we have about 30 children from the ages of 8 to 10, and we have them in school, they are seeing these videos. They are seeing Ikote. They are seeing Joshua Clottey. They are seeing Isaac Dogbe. They are seeing Richard Comey. They are seeing all these people. They are seeing what is happening now in the world of boxing. And Kofi, you start training them from that age. Kofi, I tell you, in the next 10 years, you made world champions. At a very early age, you make world champions. Because you see, these boys will be seeing these things, and they will feel like, okay, you see, they will be yearning to even grow early so that they can start their professional career.
Right.
So, like the lady said, the only way we can settle this thing is maybe the tender age. But apart from that, you see, you can't tell Manuel Planche to go to classroom to learn. If Manuel Planche can't speak English today, you can't tell him to go to the classroom to go and learn English.
Right.
See, the pressure here alone, and Manuel Planche has children, you have to take care of them. Okay, after classroom, how much are you giving him? Are you giving him $10,000 to go and sit in the classroom? Are you taking care of his children? There are a lot of things that's going on. And these people, they don't have that time to go and learn certain things that they didn't learn before. They are moving, they are progressing, and it's a movement. No going back. So if you want to do is we should start something afresh. Maybe the ages of 30 people, and we see how we see what we can get from it.
Yeah, I get you. Amedoda, can you hear us now? Amedoda, can you hear us now?
Yeah, in a way.
In a way.
Yeah, Kofi, I can hear you.
I'm sure you heard what we said. So what is your what Daniel Sowah said?
Oh yeah, the thing is, for that gap to be bridged, it's supposed to start from somewhere. That is all it is. It's supposed to start from somewhere. You see, that is why it's like the mindset of the boxing arena is a serious something that anybody who is in the helm of affairs should be serious concerned about how the structure is being put up over there, because there's a school in there. Okay, so anybody who try to relate himself with boxing will not just think about it going to seaside and go and jog over there and then come back to any local boxing gym. That is when you are seeing the boxers in the arena schooling there. And then you also know that if I want to do boxing, I have to start something. I have to be in school. Okay. But some of them even have the mindset like, oh, if you want to be a boxer, it's no need for you to go to school, because most of the strong boxers that they are seeing around them don't go to school. You see, that is the thing. So once arena will be ready and then the school starts with the boxing, then all the young guys who open their eyes into boxing or who think about boxing, they'll know that, hey, I have to still go to school. So I think it's a way of preaching it anyway. So we are believing that it might happen so.
Right. So, and another Ghanaian, I was trying to also ask you, what will be fighting in what do you think will happen when he fights tomorrow in Nigeria? Amedoda. Hello, Amedoda, can you hear us? Hello, Amedoda. If we don't hear him, I think we have to move on from there and jump to the international news. Amedoda, can you hear me now? Amedoda, can you hear me? No. I don't think you can hear us. Okay, so if you can't hear from Amedoda, I think we'll have to jump in straight to, the foreign news, and I would like to jump in straight with this news. that David Henry will be fighting, Linares on May 28th. There's been a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but finally, Abrana Yipumano Amasisi Abibia through. So we're going to have this fight, the biggest fight, I think, in the lightweight division at the moment. 2021 will be this particular fight, David Henry versus Linares. Now, Amedoda, can you hear us? Amedoda. Amedoda, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you in a way.
Okay, we have this fight. What do you think about the fight? How is it going to end? Your prediction, and then anything you would like to say about this particular fight? It's breaking.
Yeah, it's still breaking anyway.
But we have this fight. What do you think about the fight? The fight that you see on your screen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What do you think about this fight you see on your screen? This fight.
Kofi, this fight is a very Honey versus Linares.
Yeah,
it's a good fight. Okay, especially for Honey. Okay, it's a good fight, and I believe this fight has been working around for Honey to step on. Okay, that is what I'm seeing with this fight. Linares is in the system for a very long time now. Linares is more than 30 years now. And then he was a world champion before and things like that. And then now that David Haney is coming in and then he's the new champion now, this is the fight that they're working for him to move on with. Okay. And then if he's able to make it, then yeah, but it will be how is he making it? Okay, it will be how is he making it? But Linares is one of the old guys that is good. Okay, he's good in most angles. But these young guys, if they are into beat Linares, is somebody who have a strong punch. Because Linares is one guy who is having if they say glass chin in boxing, Linares is one of the top guys over there. He don't have chin at all. So he lost about 5 fights, and then all those 5 fights is like a knockout against him. You see, but he has a very nice record, win titles and things like that. You see, so facing Devin Haney is something that Devin Haney need to dig deep to finish with Linares, because Devin Haney's power punch is not working that much, but his skills and then speed and things like that will be something that will help him if he will be winning this fight. Those are the things that will help him. But like he's having the power like the other guys at the 135 now having. I don't think this fight will travel beyond round 6. But Hani don't have that power. But when things work well, I don't think Linares will win even 1 round in this fight.
Okay. So for you, it's going to be a victory for David Haney. Is that what you're concluding? Is that what you're concluding? David Haney to win this fight?
For sure, it will be a victory for David Haney. I'm believing that David Haney can get a chance to David Haney can even get a chance to knock out Linares at later round. But because of his power, that is not. David Haney is winning.
Okay. Now, we are having some lags with you, but we heard everything that you said perfectly clear and loud. And you've analyzed it from the point that if Henny can get his act right, maybe he'll be able to knock him out. But it will depend on how he'll be able to get his power punches right. And you still went ahead to say that for you think it will still be a David Henny fight win because the fight is being made for him to test himself ahead of bigger fights that's going to happen in the division. Now let me come to you. I saw you posted on your WhatsApp status yesterday, with all the fire emojis that this is like going to be a fire fight, which I agree that it's a very crack fight, a very good fight. And now I have you here. Now, what is your prediction of this particular fight first? How is it going to end?
Kofi, the Vieri is going to lose by a knockout.
Okay, all right. Now let's hear your reasons.
Kofi, even if you are new to boxing, certain things are there. When you study two fighters, you should be able to make conclusions. And when you study how they fight and all that, and their records, their experience and all that, Kofi, you should be able to make certain predictions easily. Kofi, the Vieri is a kind of fighter that he doesn't have the power punch. And it tries to imitate Mayweather.
Right.
Deviani is not faster than Mayweather. That's the first thing. His defense is poor as compared to Mayweather. In his last fight when he fought Gamboa, we saw what happened. He was really exposed. He fought Gamboa, who was, I think, 40-something years old. A old Gamboa, a rusted Gamboa. And it was really exposed. Kofi, Deviani has not fought any good boxer at 135. Maybe the best you can have in his CV is Gamboa. And what happened between his fight with Gamboa? Kofi, it was boring. It didn't show anything. Kofi, people talked about skills and people talked about the fact that he has the footwork and all that. Kofi, you see, if he should fight any of the boys any of the big boys at 135, Kofi, I don't think the fight can go beyond round 4. Before I used to say round 6, but I don't think it can go beyond round 4. Because this guy leaves himself exposed in the art of defense. And you saw what Canelo did when he fought in his last fight. Kofi, these people, the sport of boxing is in a new direction. You see, Canelo was just punching. It was just all the punches he was just throwing to the arms, and he actually destroyed the guy's arm. I think the fight before yielding.
Before. I think I remember what you're talking about. Where the guy had
exactly. So he takes your tool out. The tool you are going to use against him, he takes it out. And Kofi, this is what we are facing now in boxing. So you see, that Mayweather style of fighting it's not a thing that is going to work for Deviani. Because first of all, like I said, it's not faster like Mayweather. And that thing will only work for Mayweather because it's Mayweather. He brought it, and it's only going to work for him. Kofi, you see, people are forgetting about Linares. Apart from the fact that maybe he has a glass chin, Linares is a very good boxer. He has the power. When he comes to 135, he has the power to drop opponents. And this is what we are talking about. When he fought Gamboa, it was left exposed. There was a lot of time Gamboa was throwing punches at him, but Gamboa is old, so Gamboa couldn't drop him. And those punches, you can't take those punches from Linares. You can't give Linares that opportunity. And Kofi, you see, the fight between Linares and Deviani, you see, Deviani is living on hype. But Kofi, if you want to be tactical on this fight, I tell you, you will go straight. You don't even have to go to what their campaigns now to decide. Kofi, you will go straight for Linares. Because see, when he fought Gamboa, even his defense, you see, the guy is stagnant and he just stands like this. He tries to put his head on the shoulder. Kofi, you can't do that today. The kind of defense maybe you should be doing today is you have to move. You can't stand and be defending.
Right.
You'll be taking a lot of punches. And they say it's fast, but Kofi, I don't see how a fast Deviani was able to take punches from was able to give Gamboa opportunities to land punches. If you are fast, Gamboa is an old man. Gamboa shouldn't have landed those punches. So I don't see how Devieni is going to win this fight. You see, the only way Devieni could have won this fight is if he has a power punch, and he doesn't have that power. And you see, a typical example is what happened on Sith match when Sharif fought Bullet. You see, Bullet had all the skills. Sharif had all the skills.
Right.
He showed skills from the beginning of the rounds. It was very beautiful. You enjoy it. But Kofi, how long can you continue when you are facing someone who is stubborn or someone who will be coming to you? You see, and these are the kind of things that Devieni should be watching out for at the 135. Because you see, at the 135, the top guys, they are all angry. And they'll be attacking you from round 1 to the 12th round. You'll be tired. Kofi, you see, you can't dodge the whole time. You'll be tired.
You know, it was speculated, or Henny had a back and forth with Lomachenko, and I was really hoping that they could have sold that deal. But unfortunately, that deal couldn't come on, and they've put in like Lerares to fill in the shoes to make the fight happen. So let's see how it's going to happen. There, you've made a prediction. Amedoda is saying that it's going to end for the other guy. I'm sure we'll revisit this topic as time goes on, because May 28th is a very long time. You know, May is like almost 2 months from now. So definitely we'll be checking out their YouTube and check how, you know, both fighters are prepared for the fight. And of course, I'm sure in due time, once we see some of these footages pop up, some of us will confirm our prediction, or maybe we'll change our mind, because we've been on this show where we've gone for someone and then go into time to we've also changed our mind. But I think a lot of things that you said that are also something for even the whole team. The whole team, the Henny team to consider, especially on the power punches, because in that particular division, most of the guys are hard hitters. Richie Comey, a very hard hitter. Teofimo, a hard hitter. Joventa Davis, a hard hitter. So how long can you sustain the keeping him at the end of the jab game? You know, it's a very tough thing to do. Even Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, you know, we saw what happened in the rematch. It wasn't an easy job for that. It wasn't an easy job that for Anthony Joshua to keep Andy Ruiz at the end of the jab the whole 12 rounds. Even at the end of the day, we saw a lot of, you know, bruises on his face and all that. So let's see how it's going to go. You know. Let's see how it's going to go. Now, from there, let me just jump on to the last topic for the day. You know, we saw Dillian White and then Povetkin in action, and you know, this time White was able to do the job. He got knocked out in round 6, and then he knocked Povetkin out in round 4. You know, from round 1. We always saw that I can say that we saw the knockout coming, you know, but Dillian White was trying to be in a haste to do that. But eventually, when he was able to calm down and keep to the basic jab and everything, he was able to, you know, cause the upset that we was. Do you always thought or feel that Dillian White was going to win this particular fight?
Kofi, definitely. The only problem in the first fight, like I said it on the show, the only problem was that Devieni was so focusing on his mandatory, and he was focusing on other big guys, forgetting that Povetkin is a very tactical boxer, and it's not a boxer you can sleep on. Right. But if you have the right mindset, if Dillian had the right mindset and he waited, he really stay focused, he would have won the first fight. That was our problem, and we even said it on the show that our only problem is that he was not focusing. In the second fight, I saw it coming. I even predicted around 5 on Sky Sports that the fight was going to end in around 5, because you see, Dillian is a very good boxer. It's a very good boxer. Like his only problem is the fact that he doesn't stay focused. And even in the second fight, the same thing. Why do you want to make things happen the way you feel it should happen? Forgetting you have an opponent, and the opponent is also bringing in something. Right. You see,
Right.
In the second fight, he wanted to knock him out in round one. It was so forcing to knock him out in round one, and that could have been another mistake for him if forgetting if he had stayed on his feet and he had stood his ground. He would have won. He would have won the second fight again, and that would have been another mistake. Not for the fact that you're not strong, you are strong, but for the fact that you don't take things serious.
Right, right.
So I feel that's all it is.
Right, right. And now looking at his career now, after um, the fight, many people are saying that maybe it's high time that he takes on the Wilder, because I think Wilder's team reached out to him that they wanted him, and then I think at the end said that at the point we were trying to get him to fight Wilder, but Wilder said that he was never going to give it a shot. But now that Wilder is not like a world champion, he's willing to come down to take on Dillian White. Do you think Wilder versus White will be a very good fight?
Yeah, I feel it's going to be a very good fight. And you see, Dylan White has the opportunity of even winning that fight with one. It's all about the mindset, Kofi. You see, you need to read your opponent. That is boxing today. Understand your opponent. Once you understand your opponent, you have an edge. Because the only thing Wilder is going to do is he's going to rely on his right hand. And even with his right hand, he gets it before he throws it. It's
Right,
not as if it's that right hand that comes as a surprise. He has
right,
to gauge before he throws it. So
yeah,
if Dillian White is a boxer that can jab, is a boxer that really lands big punches, Kofi,
right,
you see, when you look at Wilder, I keep saying, you see, boxing has a formula. And once you understand the formula, you can make predictions easily. Kofi, when Wilder was in his prime and Wilder was having a title, I kept saying it that the day Wilder will face any average boxer, average that's as power punch, that boxer is going to destroy Wilder.
mm,
And that is what happened. Even Fury that didn't have power punch went to work on his power punch and he knocked him out. When he fought Luis Ortiz will be throwing all those punches, but Luis Ortiz has soft punches for an heavyweight fighter. But even with that, there were times he lost his balance.
yeah, right.
So just imagine those punches came from Dillian White.
Mm.
So you see, it's easy to even predict that Dillian White is going to beat Wilder.
Right, right, right. Interesting, interesting. Now let me go back to the comments coming in. Sarah has left us a lot of messages. We'll try and read some. He says boxers should make a conscious effort to improve themselves, not always waiting for their managers. You see, this language stuff and English, your manager cannot do it for you. Okay, okay. It says our former champion should take an interest in inspiring the young ones. He says. He says I mean a lot of things. Someone of I feel the light when they see the camera, then they go and let's a few topics, a few things to talk about. She also went in to say that if boxing is part of PE, even if I grew up and I don't end up as a boxer, but as a banker, I would know that boxing is important. Right now, it's like we are practicing boxing in some small corner B. Yeah, okay, interesting, interesting. Now coming in from Real Ghana Boxing says, what Henny has really what Henny has really good defense. That's one of his greatest attributes. Styles make fight. He was trying to knock down Gamboa, so yes, he was more open than usual. Okay, and then he also continued to say that yes, Henny can't punch a hole through a wet paper bag, but he can win a 12 round decision. Okay, and then he also says that I believe Wilder's career is over after one loss. A true sore loser. Interesting. These are coming in from Cudjoe. His real name is Cudjoe. I call him Cudjoe. When I call him, I speak to him, I say Cudjoe. But he's the man behind Real Ghana Boxing. One of the guys helping a lot of fighters. If I say a lot, I mean a lot of fighters in the book of, trying to help them, good. He's one of the guys who actually donates he pays to the Bukum Boxing Arena for some fighters to go train. He's just doing it because so big up to you. We really appreciate what you're doing for some of these fighters, and hopefully what you see in them that makes you do what you do. Hopefully they will take it seriously and then turn their life around and if not become world champions. I mean, maybe a one-time world champion and make some money like Andy Ruiz. So let's see how things plan out with that. But guys, that's how we'll end the show today. Your last words. Of course, we want to talk about the Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao fight, but time is far gone. Now I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. So now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if your final words and before we end the show today.
I feel people that are in boxing today, I feel the fans, Kofi, we should all try to support in our own because in a little way we can support, like with the Royal Ghana boxing guy is doing. He paid some both way and all that, Kofi. And the little things we do, maybe we can actually grow world champions because it feels like boxing has been left for us. And if you're a true fan, you have to make sure you get to watch better shows and all that. So it all starts from us. Maybe we should also start contributing our own way, little way, and see how it goes.
Right. Well said. And I know so. I think many of us can take a cool, one or two from what you said, and then especially knowing how hard it is for the boys to get to the top, and the basic things that we can do for them to be able to, get their lives or at least get back in the training enough for them to, go represent Ghana wherever that they will go. Guys, that's why we end the show today. The link to our YouTube channel is in the link in the description of this particular video. Make sure you click on the link and subscribe as soon as possible. So anytime you come on here, you'll be notified and to watch us. We see that we've also uploaded all the videos from the fight that happened at the Kahaya Lounge on our YouTube channel. So you can just go on there on the YouTube, www.youtube.com/KBoxTV, and then you're able to watch, all the fights that's happened at the Kahaya Lounge. Is gone last Saturday is there from the heavyweight fight to the Isaac Saki fight, to all of the fights are there, the females fights who are there. Guys, I want to say a very big thank you to Daniel for tuning in. Making time for all of us. Hopefully next week, God willing, we'll be back here. We'll watch the fight that has the Ghanaian fighters on, and hopefully they can lift the flag higher and make us proud. We have two guys. I think one win wouldn't be bad at all. So let's see how it goes. Until then, guys, have a very good evening. And when you're going to say a prayer for yourself this evening that you're going to sleep, make sure you say one for us too. Until then, God willing, next week, Thursday, we'll be back here with another episode of Total Boxing Show. Until then, have a very good night.
I'm ready for this fight. Sorry for one, you fall down, not two, you fall down. Not three, you fall down. No, four, you fall down. No, fine, I'll see someone because sorry for it's a different for side number. It's a nuisance. It's a damn road. Sorry for it's a procrastination. I'm ready for this fight. So I want them to fight. All of us come in. If you don't come in, go watch them. All of us.